In this tutorial, we will learn about the basics of R graphics. We will learn how to plot functions. We will learn how to draw pie charts. We will also learn how to do 3D modeling. So first of all, let us start about with the knowledge of what are different things, what are different graphical approaches that are possible that in R. So here is an example. This image is from the book by Mr. Paul. The name is R Graphics, and this is an image from the first chapter. We can draw plots like these. We can have histograms, we can have bar graphs, we can have dot plots, we can have continuous functions, we can have the density, uh, we can have all these types of plots. Here is a pie chart. On the other side you can see a 3D model of a particular function. We can also produce music scores using the codes by Mr. Stephen Miller using R. So this is a piece of code for Mary Had a Little Lamb. We can also make clip arts using R, using different functions, using different placement techniques. We can draw clip arts. Okay, so there are basically three types of functions used in R. First is the high level functions that produce complete plots. Second would be low level functions that add further output to an existing plot, like we can have the title of a plot, we can have the names of the axis, we can have the dimensions of the axis, the ratio of x's to y, we can have grid on and off. So these are the in addition to the normal graphs, we can have all these additional features to it. And the third are the functions used for working interactively with the graphical output. Okay, so here is a diagram. This again is from the book from by Mr. Paul, R graphics in chapter 1. So this is how it is. This is how our graphics are organized. First of all, we have the graphics package. After that comes the graphics system. Then comes the graphics engine and devices, and finally the graphics device packages. So this is a basic organization of our graphics. So now we'll come to plot. Plot is a generic function for plotting of R objects. This is how we use, and this is the usage of plot. We will see it in R. We'll plot functions and we'll see how to use plot once after this. So this is a very typical example. Suppose we want to plot a particular curve. So plot pressure type equals to I. So that gives us a continuous. We can also have different. We can have type equals to S means a step graph. So it's in steps. And okay, these are different arguments which can be used. We have the main, that is an overall title for the plot. Sub will give us a subtitle for the plot. X lap, title for the x-axis. Y it gives a title for the y-axis, and ASP gives the y by x aspect ratio. So by default it sets to whatever it's appropriate, but we can also set it ourselves. So these are different possible types. P for points, like we saw, capital S is for steps. So P for points, L for lines, B for both, C for the lines part lone of P, O is for both overplotted, H is for histogram like or high density vertical lines, S is for steps, capital S is for other steps, and N is for no plotting. It will not plot anything. So this is a typical example of the same curve. Only the difference is that now we've given it a title. Main equals to pressure versus temperature plot, and pressure type is equals to small o. So that gives us small o stands for both overplot. For both, I mean it has lines also and it has the typical points also. So let us go to R and practice a bit over there. Alright, so let's use the plot function. Let's have the line first. Yep. Right. So here we go. So here is the plot. Now this is temperature, pressure. This is for an inbuilt default data which we can use. Now let's try the other functions. Let us go with small o. right? So you can see it is overplotted. There are lines and the dots also, right? Let's go with P, that stands for points, right? So now we have only the points. Let's go for C. C stands for the lines part alone of B. C, right? So the dots have been removed and only the line part is now displayed. Let us go with H, the histogram, right? So here we go. So here we have discrete lines have been drawn for the curve. It's a histogram like look. Let's go for steps. That's S, right? So here we go. So we have a step like function over here. And finally let's go with N, that's no plotting, right? So you can see it's blank, there's no plotting, nothing has been plotted. Alright, so now after this okay, so let's get back to O. Now I'll work upon this graph, right? So this is what we have. Now let's give it a main title. So to give it a main title, pressure type equals to O, that's overplotted. Now after this, main equals to temperature versus pressure versus temperature plot. Now let us see what has happened. There we go. See, we have given it a main title, pressure versus temperature plot. Right. So this is about plotting curves and using R.